Introduction of guests. The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I would have two introductions of guests today, but I would be more than pleased to sit down after my first one if others wanted to join in the celebration and welcoming of a special guest here to the legislature. It is with pleasure and also with some sadness that I rise in the House today to introduce Christine Morris, better known to all of us and to New Brunswickers as Chris Morris. It's a pleasure because she is someone that is highly respected in our province and certainly by, I'm sure, all of my colleagues here in the legislature, but it's with sadness because it's to celebrate her retirement. Media plays a crucial role in disseminating credible and accurate information to the public and a crucial role in ensuring accountability for elected officials. In the fast-paced, globalized, and interconnected world of today, trustworthy journalism is more important than ever. Since beginning her journalistic career in 1976, covering the Nova Scotia legislature for the Halifax Chronicle-Herald, Chris Morris has embodied what it means to be a journalist. Chris developed and maintained a reputation as an exceedingly fair, calm, even-handed reporter who always knew a story when she saw it. She covered the final years of the Hatfield government and Frank McKenna's historic 58-0 sweep in the 1987 election, and has continued to cover many key political and community events in New Brunswick since. In 2008, she was part of a Canadian press team nominated for a National Newspaper Award for work on the Bathurst van crash tragedy. With Brunswick News, Chris contributed to reporting on the Richard Olin murder case that earned a 2013 National Newspaper Award and was nominated in 2014 for a three-part series on Lyme disease. Chris is regarded as a mentor who has helped new reporters learn the ways of the legislature. She is universally respected and is also considered one of the nicest people working in the political milieu in Fredericton. Although I'm sure Chris is looking forward to retirement, she's a journalistic giant here in New Brunswick, and her voice will be greatly missed. I ask all of my colleagues to join me in welcoming Chris and in celebrating her retirement.
Leader of the Official Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the official opposition, I too want to echo the sentiments expressed by the Premier as we honour Chris Morris. I want to go a little further and tell Chris what a distinct pleasure it has been for me to get to know her and to recognize her experience, her professionalism, and her pleasant approach to her job over the entire time that I've been elected as representative of the people. I know my colleagues feel the same way and will be joining me in telling Chris that we have a great respect for her accuracy, fairness, balance, and will truly miss her smile and friendly ways. I want to wish her a wonderful retirement, Chris, but retirement's not all it's cracked up to be. Case in point. I hope you will come from time to time to visit us and give us the rest of the story. Thank you very much.
Leader of the Third Party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and it's a pleasure to join my colleagues in congratulating Chris on her retirement, impending retirement this week. Probably, in fact, I know it's the case. I've been interviewed more times by Chris Morris than any other person in this province, probably, Mr. Speaker, just because of the length of our professional relationship. My first interview with Chris was in 1985, believe it or not. So that's 32 years of interviews. So if you count up the interviews, that's got to be some kind of record. I want to say that her journalistic skills are second to none. She's always been fair and calm and reflective in the interviews, never rushed, and strives just for tremendous accuracy, right into our last week where she corrected something I said in error in response to the speech, the budget speech, and included that in her story today in the Telegraph-Journal. So thank you very much for a tremendous career, tremendous contribution to the body politic of New Brunswick, and best of luck in your retirement, Chris.
I would also like to take the opportunity to thank Chris for her contributions. I'd also like to use this time during introduction of guests to welcome the media here today in the legislature. I can't say that I get as much coverage as Mr. Kuhn does, according to his comments. Excuse me, I use the name in the House, the leader of the third party. But it's good to have you here because I know the decorum will be much better during question period. Also, Chris, I wish you the best of luck on your retirement. I think that probably you're one of the few reporters that I'll actually miss when they retire. So it's great to have you here. It's always nice to. It's always nice to get a call from you and an email to do a story, because you always get the story right. That's all we ask as politicians, so thank you. The Honourable Premier.